Is the Pokemon and trading card market being manipulated by PokeTubers? I'm going to let you decide that for yourself. What is up, my friends and family? Welcome back to the channel. I am Gary, the Card Father, and it is a hot day in Columbus, Ohio. I took a step outside and I said, "Not today, Satan." Decided I was not going to go outside anymore. And although I work from home from my real job, and it's usually down here in the basement of the dungeon of my office, it was still pretty warm out. And I wouldn't let the dog outside any longer than maybe 2 minutes because I was afraid he'd shrivel into nothing. But I digress. Hey, let's jump right into what we're talking about today. Just as my interest suggested, are PokeTubers causing the market to become manipulated? And kind of looks that way, maybe a little bit. I mean, after we talk about it a little bit, maybe make the decision yourself. Let me know down below in the comment section. Go ahead and comment. And of course, if you haven't already done so, like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. It tells the algorithm that, hey, Gary's making great content and you like the Card Father stuff. But also, on top of that, it fulfills my absolute need of being a narcissist to know that I'm actually doing good things here and not wasting my time. Anyway, I digress. Let's go back. Okay, first and foremost, let me drop some lines of honest truth on you here. Okay. I am aware, very much so, that I am aware that this is going to be a little redundant and a little contradictory, just a little.
Well, we're off to a good start.
I am sitting here telling you not to listen to PokeTubers talk about investing or market advice, and I'm kind of asking you to do it from me. Okay, here's the difference, though. All right, and I'll state this later, but I'm not cracking thousands of packs on my channel. Okay, my online business is still relatively quite small in comparison to some of these other guys. My allocations from my distributors are literally in the single digits. I do not get cases allocated to me. I don't get pallets allocated to me. If you want proof, my email is listed on my about part of my channel. Email me, and I am more than happy to show you. I'm not telling you here to, what sets to buy into. I'm not telling you, what card to get before it blows up and it becomes the hit card of the year. I'm not out here making content on speculation on what the market is doing. I simply am talking to you as if I was asking advice from someone about the things that are going. I can't predict the market, and quite honestly, I am literally just trying my best to work in the market. Um, I'm trying to build my business, supply for my family, and the biggest thing for me was leave a legacy for my daughter. And I don't really have time to mislead you in what you should or shouldn't do, and quite honestly, nor do I want to. So with that being said, here are my observations. These are the things I'm seeing. Okay, so I'm seeing some PokeTubers out there. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to name drop. I'm not going to channel drop. I'm not going to tell the names of the people. You know who they are. Trust me, you know, because you've probably watched them too. But I can personally tell you that no one can predict the market. But some of these PokeTubers are out there doing what's known as pumping and dumping. They are taking the sets or the cards and they're producing content based on this. Now, if you're not familiar with the words pumping and dumping, no, it's not Hans and Hans from Saturday Night Live that we want to pump you up. It's more in the set that this is what happens when they pump something, they over exaggerate something, they hype something up beyond need, and then all of a sudden they dump it. It all gets flooded onto the market, and as the price of that thing skyrockets, so do the profit lines. And so they are pumping a product or a card and they're dumping it and they're pushing it out in the market. That's what happens when you see it like in TCG Player, for example. Everybody's doing that. Everybody's done that. Like all the market just shifts wildly on some things and it becomes incredibly challenging. Card prices significantly increase. And then after a hot while, they usually either taper down really slowly over a good period of time or they come crashing down pretty fast. And I'll give you a good example of this. There was the biggest PokeTuber out there here on the YouTubes, as I call it, and that PokeTuber stated that they preferred the Umbreon V full art from Evolving Skies over its counterpart, the secret rare counterpart. We all know that one as the Umbreon, which is now marketing anywhere between $800 and $900 raw, and could be anywhere between $1,000 to $1,500, $1,600 in some cases, graded a perfect 10. Yes, The next day, actually, I think it was maybe hours, just hours into that statement, that PokeTuber said that, and that card skyrocketed overnight. Now, to give you an idea, the card at the time was right around the $80 mark. A decent price for a beautiful full art. And quite honestly, I love that artwork too. I love the fact Umbreon's sitting at the top of the stairs. It's really cool. That card went from $80 to $180, and in some cases $190. And it just jumped overnight. And now, just weeks, and actually I think less than about 2 months into this, the card fell just enough to be at 150, 155. So this happens all the time with sets and singles. This happens all the times when somebody who's big enough goes on this gigantic stormy rant, or maybe they're cracking packs. They're like, today we're opening 1,000,001 packs of Evolving Skies. And all of a sudden they pump and then they dump this stuff. Well, I prefer the Glaceon artwork over the Espeon artwork. And all of a sudden that artwork jumps to the moon. Okay. And then you start to see that happen with all the full arts. They all just kind of follow in line and they all just help each other, bolster each other up in the sky. All right. But then it's the thing. The market reacts extremely fast. Why? Because there's two reasons. It's either something is not available and people want it, or someone says, this is what I prefer, who is pretty big, and all of a sudden everybody wants it. Right? They want to have the thing that the one person said they had. Yeah, and I know that guy. Come on, I know that guy. You know that guy. I know that guy. We've all met that guy. He's like, well, I bought this James Wagner card, and James James is a great card, but that guy, Sports Pal 101 on YouTube said, this card is the chase card and it's going to be a big card. You better get it now. Like, whoever the PokeTuber is out there, whoever they are, they're saying something about this stuff. They're saying these things about these market values. They're saying these things about these market prices on these cards. And quite honestly, that card then just jumps in price. How about they try that? Like, honestly, let's try it with a common or an uncommon card. Let's try it with, say, the Palmy from Paldea Evolved. I would love to see a PokeTuber just come online and go, hey guys, I prefer this Palmy artwork over this Palmy artwork. Now let's see where the market goes. I guarantee you that as soon as they did that, you would see at least a 10x jump. That card may be 5 cents, and all of a sudden that card will become 50 cents to $1. I guarantee it. Let's try it. Somebody go spam one of these PokeTubers YouTube channels and go ask them to do that. Ask them to pump and dump a Pikachu artwork from I don't know, Crown Zenith, or anything, like literally, and make it the most like make it the Garbodor. Okay, make it a Garbodor card. I don't care, but I guarantee you that the minute they say something, it'll do it. And so this is a form of market manipulation, and in one way, it's okay. It's in one way. Granted, this isn't that uncommon. All right. This is actually how selling and reselling and investments work. Like, you're supposed to buy a card at a price point, and then you're supposed to let it mature. And as it matures, the price gets up and up and up, and then all of a sudden, that card is worth more than what you bought it for. And there's a lot of times where this doesn't happen. There's a lot of cards that this doesn't happen. The Charizard from Pokemon Go, for example. Everybody's like, "That's a great card." The Radiant Charizard from Pokemon Go didn't happen. Radiant Charizard from Crown Zenith didn't happen. Right? It's a Charizard. Well, it's supposed to go up. And then you got the guys who are opening up all these binders, and they've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Charizards, and maybe half of them are worth anything more than $10, right? And that's only because that's the way it works. You're supposed to buy into something, wait for it to mature, and then it goes up in price. I can guarantee you that when the XY generation set came out, that the Charizards in that entire set, which were a lot of Charizards, by the way, if you've not looked at that, go look it up. But there's like 3 or 4, just like there were in Obsidian Flames. Those Charizards, right? They're now sitting at like 25, 25, 30, $35, right? I guarantee you when you got them, and especially if they were the EX, they weren't that previously. They were maybe $3, $4, right? And over time, they've slowly risen. The base set Charizard, okay, the infamous base set Charizard, like, we all know this Charizard, okay? It's where it's at now because of its inevitable scarcity. Now, quite frankly, if you've been doing this long enough, or you've been in like some sort of card collecting or business related aspect with trading cards, you're going to realize that that Charizard's not that uncommon. Okay, the base set unlimited Charizard, the shadowed version, not that uncommon. In fact, I have two sitting on my desk right now. Okay, it's not that uncommon. It's a very common card. Okay, but here's the thing, guys. The problem is that taking market advice from a PokeTuber who really does nothing more than just crack 1,000 packs and then brags about it, right? Is cracking 1,000 packs, and then saying these offhanded, unscripted, unverified, untrue statements. They literally are causing the market to be manipulated. It's going up and it's going down. I promise you, I would never do that. Now, let me pull back on this and then shine some light on another area that actually makes more sense. The real determiner of a card or a set or a product's value is not a PokeTuber. What it is three things. It is playability, okay? It is the desire to own that card, meaning how beautiful the artwork is or how sought after that artwork is, and then it's age and scarcity. Okay, those are the three things that really do determine the value of a card or a set or a product in this nature. Okay, like you would not go to you would not go online and look for a base set box of Pokemon cards, whether it be base set two, first edition, doesn't matter, and expect to find thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands in available inventory. Okay, from a distributor. Not going to happen. Why? Because they're not making that thing anymore. That set is no longer available, right? That I mean, as amazing as it is, as sought after it is, the WotC area is no longer available. So you're not going to go find that. You go online and you look for Evolving Skies booster boxes or Evolving Skies ETBs, right? For example, again, it's a more modern set, but because it's not being printed anymore, it's scarce. So that is a determining factor of why a set or a product or a card, right, in this determined market has value, and it's because of the scarcity. The market is what sets the actual value of the card, not reverse. It's not a PokeTuber. It's not me, right? It's not somebody else. Some other individuals. Poke whoever. Poke Closet, Pokey Daddy, whatever, whoever it may be, Pokey Automobile, whatever it may be, whoever that person may be, it doesn't make any single difference. They do not determine the market on something, and so you shouldn't let them determine the market on something. The market should be determined on the card itself. Now, the playability aspect of cards, that is where a lot of this happens, like Buddy Buddy Poffins, Iono. And I'll give you a prime example with the Iono here. Iono came out, and it was a very highly playable, highly desirable card. If you don't know anything about that card, it's very cool. I hate that card with everything in my fiber of my being when I'm playing decks. Is the fact that what it does is it forces you to discard your entire hand, and it forces your opponent to do the exact same thing. And then they're only allowed to draw a certain number of cards, and you're allowed to draw a full hand. What it does is it completely wipes out your opponent's strategy, and it's a very playable card. It's a very dangerous card. It's also maddening when somebody plays it. I don't like it all the time, but it happens, and it's fun. Okay, it's just a game. But Buddy Buddy Poffins, for example, is out. Iono, Dragapult EX, Raging Bolt EX, Teal Mask Ogerpon from Twilight Masquerade. Beautiful card. The Twilight Masquerade cards are very beautiful, but the Teal Mask Ogerpon is it's probably the highest playable card right now because of how good it is and what it does in a specific deck, especially like a Raging Bolt Ogerpon deck. The playability of a card really does determine how well it does. Iono when it comes out, Arvins when they come out, Ultra Balls, Nest Balls, Pal Pads, all of these trainer cards that came out. And then, of course, Froakie and Frogadier leading up to Greninja's deck. You could go Driftbloom. You can go the whole gambit. Cresselias. Let's see, Curlia, Ralts, Gardevoirs. All of those cards are highly playable, and so the market determines those cards and what they are. People need them for their decks. They need them for a competitive advantage. So obviously, they're going to be higher. They're going to be a little bit more expensive. And quite frankly, if you look at the cost availability, the hobby, it's supposed to be fun, guys. It's supposed to be fun. Market value is great. If you're an investor, awesome. If you're a collector, even better. If you're a player, great, fantastic. The hobby's supposed to be fun. We're allowing people who have no business talking about market value on a card or a set because they crack open thousands and thousands of packs a year or even on a week, determining card market values. We have no business. The hobby's supposed to be fun. And quite frankly, Pokemon in itself is generally one of the cheaper sets, one of the cheaper TCGs to get into. And I'll give you a quick example. If you look at some of the card decks for like One Piece, some of those card decks are thousands of dollars. Go take a look at TCG Player and put in a Boa Hancock, BOA Hancock. Go look up the alternate arts on that Boa Hancock. 750, 850, $900. There's a reason why these cards are that expensive. A, because they're super incredibly difficult to pull, okay? And two, there's not a lot of them out there. So the prices on the decks can be extremely high. If you look at Magic, booster packs for Magic, $5 to $10. One Piece, $5 to $10. Pokemon, $250 to $7. $250 to $7 is what you could get for one pack of Pokemon cards. And not only that, you got a really dope like actual code card inside to play the game online. So, and that's free to do. So like there's like all kinds of really good things about this hobby, but we have to learn how to be mindful about the market. We have to learn to be mindful about our judgments and using those things to determine our collectors collecting ability and our as sellers and buyers of trading cards, how we allow the market to be manipulated. So that's just my rant for the day. It's my video for the day. Okay, take it or leave it. Like me, don't like me, it doesn't matter. I like you, I love you. And of course, everything comes down to like, comment, and subscribing. Okay, appreciate you. And listen, shameless plug, check out my online store, cardfathertcg.com, where I have a ton of singles. Just uploaded a bunch of them today, and I got some sealed product as well. Can't wait for it. Hey, listen, if you are a believer like I am, I'm going to another card show this weekend. And if you're in the Columbus area, come see me in Plain City. I'll be there this weekend. And come meet me. Tell me you watch my channel. I'll give you a free pack of Pokemon cards. We'll enjoy our time together. We'll pack battle. All right, we'll pack battle. All right. Anyway, it's always a pleasure to get to talk to you. Thank you for listening to me. And as always, and I say this in every video, and I hope it rings true for you, you can do all things through Christ who gives you strength. All right, guys. See you on the next one.